It's time to start Dishin Days with your hosts, Tony Moore, Michael Mattis, Justin Lee Hareld, and Araceli Aviles. And now, let's dish. Why, hello everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Dishin Days, where we're serving up a full dish of this week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, X, Twitter, and Threads. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching us live and in living color and want to continue seeing our bright, shiny faces, make sure you click on that notification, which is the subscribe button. And also, while you're on our YouTube channel, take a gander around. We have many interviews with some of your favorite Days stars from Day of Days, the Daytime Emmys, and other stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Anywhere we're invited, we go.
You're invited wherever we go.
Opening of an envelope
on our
over here.
door. Also, if you guys don't have time to sit and watch us on your laptop or TV screens, you can take us along that long car ride while you're taking a walk around the neighborhood or while you're walking the treadmill in the gym. Just make sure you search Dishin Days on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. That way, you can easily take us along with you. And make sure you show some love to our former co-host and my chocolate twin, James Lott Jr., who is serving up some forks, spoons, and knives of his own. Check out his recap of Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, and General Hospital, along with some original audio dramas over at JLJ Media on YouTube and JLJ Media, where all podcasts can be found. And yeah, that's it for our church announcements. Before we get started with our show, as you all know, yesterday we received the news that Mr. Drake Hogestyn, John Black, lost his battle to pancreatic cancer. And we just want to take a minute to honor him in a tribute from Dishin Days entitled To Drake.
Oh, to Drake. Normally, at times like this, I would say, let's raise a glass to him or her or whoever we're talking about. But in this case, I think it's more appropriate to say, let's raise an eyebrow, because no one did it better than you and definitely made it iconic. Like many have said in the tributes that have been posted, you've been a part of my Days experience the entire 30 years I've been watching the show. Even when you were given the most outlandish of material, it always came across that you took it 1,000% serious and did not hesitate to give it your all, and that really came through to us, the viewers. And it's also apparent that the kind spirit and kind personality we experienced at Day of Days and all the fan events we went to was just you and not an act in any way. Unfortunately, there is yet another hole in the heart of the Days of Our Lives family, and he will be dearly missed, and that's a fact. Justin.
Oh, so I'll go.
Sorry.
That's okay. To Drake, I want to say thank you for your years of commitment. I have been watching Days of Our Lives excuse me, since I was a toddler, so I don't know a Days of Our Lives without Drake Hogestyn, first as Roman Brady and then as John Black. It will be not hard to fill his shoes. I don't want to say that, but I think that his passing will leave a absence that will be hard to fill for the show. I think he will be there in spirit. I want to say thank you to Drake for his commitment to his craft, not just being an actor, but being a soap actor and reveling in that. We all know how the grind of being a soap actor is, and Drake just sort of jumped in with 2 feet and always sort of reveled in it, in the seriousness of it, but also kind of the craziness and kookiness and silliness of it. He was all game. He was game for all of it. Thank you for your commitment to the Days cast, crew, and community. And I wanna share something that has been coming up a lot. I've been seeing in a lot of the posts in remembrance of Drake. I say the three things that come up a lot are: one, that he was a consummate gentleman; two, that he just exuded kindness and led with that; and three, if you were lucky enough to be in his presence, he loved to talk, and especially loved to talk about baseball. And I could tell you, I experienced all three of those things when I interviewed him 3 years ago now. My first day of days, I interviewed both him and Deidre, and just having him there, not only was it just a good interview, but I saw not only his kindness, but I saw his team playerness. He jumped in with both feet, and as you know, we always like to do games. And Drake was just, he was a player and jumped right in and wanted to have a great interview and play the game and have fun and give an experience for our listeners. Afterward, which was nice, we had a little bit of time, and I remember as we broke off, I think maybe 3 feet to my left, it was Araceli and Deidre Hall were talking, and then I ended up in sort of a huddle with Drake, and we were talking, and lo and behold, not only the gift of gab, but also the baseball story started. And he had a baseball story for every faction of life, an anecdote for life. And I remember him, I could picture it clearly now, him saying something and going into a baseball story, and me in my head clicking, this is Drake, this is him all the way, and this is what I've always heard about him. And it's a moment I will treasure. So yeah, thank you, Drake, for all of it.
My turn. So, to Drake, thank you for bringing the best of who you were as a person to the best of John Black. There is only one John Black. There was only one Drake Hogestyn. And it was clear that as much effort and enthusiasm as you put into the work didn't require maybe as much work as other people would have had to put in just because of who you are or who you were. Oh, that's hard to say. Your kindness and your professionalism and your joy, it just exuded everywhere you went. But I think the word that I have come down on is good. You were just an inherently good person. And I think that's an underutilized word and something that maybe not enough people are in this world, but you, sir, were inherently good. And there's no way that we're going to recover from this that quickly. And I do want to say to the cast and his family, his dear wife, Victoria, you're in our hearts today. To them, to Drake, thank you for sharing just any little piece of yourselves that you were so kind enough to share with us.
Oh, I already did a little tribute to my time with Drake. As you all know, I had a chance to actually perform opposite him, and I wish you all could have experienced that time on set, because that man made a pride party so fun. And I remember them mentioning how, like, he needed to dance a little, and he's like, I only got one move, and that's the move he did on set. So I will simply just say to Drake, an icon and a legend in the world of daytime, with an amazing talent and the kindest heart, thank you for your devotion and your love to Days of Our Lives, and for being one sexy ally. We are sending our love and healing to the Hogestyn family, to the Days of Our Lives family, to the many fans who have embraced him, loved him, and watched him for decades on our favorite soap opera. So with that, happy heavenly birthday, Mr. Hogestyn, and we hope that you rest in peace. We also know that you are probably telling a baseball story at this very moment.
He's-
If you all would like to pay your respects or tributes, please make sure you comment below. A lot of you are in the chat talking about it, so we know that this is a huge loss, not only to just the Days of Our Lives family, but just the world of soaps. We know it will take a little time to heal on that because he made such an impact on the show. So yeah, the heart of Days left for a brief moment, but we know that his legacy lives on. To Drake.
Yeah, to Drake.
Yay!
Happy heavenly birthday.
Yeah.
And in honor of Drake, we are going to dedicate this show to him and do what we do best and talk about all the stunt shows and shenanigans that happen on Days of Our Lives. So
I promise not to say a bad word about Black Patch today, like I did last week. That was pretty rough on them. So this week I'll hold it in. Luckily, I don't think there was much.
They're not on this week,
They're
so
not
I
on this
think
week.
you're fine.
Yeah, it's an easy
I think-
process. Easy promise to keep.
I'm sure Drake would have laughed anyway. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was always very, very nice. He was always very nice to us, and I'm just glad we got a chance to be around his spirit and his aura and his energy. So
absolutely,
this is for you, Drake. We're gonna do what we do, and we're gonna talk about what you loved for almost 40 years, Days of Our Lives.
And then he's going to finish watching us, and he's going to go watch some postseason baseball.
Or he's searching for all the baseball players that have crossed over, and he is talking to them. All right, so what do we think of this week's episodes of Days?
Okay week. Not terribly exciting, but not terribly boring either. Well, except maybe one episode, but
Yeah,
can't win them all.
it was okay.
yeah, it was a decent week this week.
Yeah, I was watching this week, and I was just like, all right. I mean, there were some.
It's always
this
rough.
week.
It's always rough. These weeks that come off of a very exciting week, like last week at the very end, we had the Connie stuff kind of come to a head. So now it's just kind of a little lull, I guess, in the action, but it was still good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not like we didn't watch it.
No.
Yeah, no, it was succinct too.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I got through things quickly.
Mhm.
You got through things quickly because
No,
you
no,
were or
because-
you were barely watching, or
no, because unlike other soaps which shall not be named, I didn't feel like pulling my
General
hair out.
Hospital. Name them.
Name
I'm in my
'em.
I'm in my
Name
name them
them.
error. Don't
Name
hold
'em.
back. You want to talk raggedy about another soap? You name that soap. General
Name 'em.
Hospital.
I
even
will
watch.
look. I'll forever be a hopeful person. But yeah, Days is bringing me peace right now.
I will give
Thank
I
you
understand
for
what
that.
Araceli is saying about succinct. Like it's not like sometimes things are a little disjolted and it jumps around a lot.
Yeah.
There's clear like
Clear movement,
like
and I
people extreme.
didn't feel my mind checking out. That's the thing. That's important, guys, in a soap opera.
that is important.
That's important for you to watch and not have your eyes glaze over.
Well, let's get through this before your eyes start glazing. It is our favorite time of the show where we try to say this together. It is now time to start
Dishin
Dishin
Days.
Days. Wow, that was pretty close. Good
was
for
really
us.
close.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, must be the power of Drake. All right, so let's kick things off with our first storyline, which is Connie Vaniski was here. She definitely left her mark on the show. how you show that someone's crazy. What a beautiful moment
Yeah.
as she's sitting in the police interrogation room, handcuffed, and her Lee rides in like a knight in shining armor to talk to her and tell her, all the things she needed to know. Then the shady cameraman panned up to make us realize that she was not talking to anybody.
We knew that though. we,
Yeah.
I liked the slow realization on Jada's part that she was crazy. Like just the look on Elia's face, like or Jada's face, like as she was like talking to the cardboard cutout behind her. Yeah, just like and then she finally said, she's like, I don't think she's going to Statesville. I think she's going to Bayview.
Well,
Everyone's favorite psych house, Bayview.
my favorite was when Connie kept being like, "Don't you worry, Lee," and Jada was just like,
"Bitch, who you talking to?"
"Oh, I don't think he's saying anything." Like it was just that moment of like pure craziness. But kudos to Julie for creating this or embodying this very crazy, bizarre character, who, for what it's worth, really did drive a lot of different storylines. When you really look back on it, as much criticism as she got for the storyline, she was really a driving force for quite a few.
Totally.
So, side note, I forgot to mention in the church announcements, we are giving away 2 tickets to the virtual event with Billy Flynn right before Tidbits. So if you entered, we're going to announce the winners before we get into our Tidbits later on in the show. Just make sure you're available October 2nd. Don't be winning these tickets and then being like, I'm not available.
And it's virtual, so it's easy to show up.
Yeah, all you got to do is just have your phone on you at least.
Remember at our last anniversary show, there were like 3 people in their car.
Yes.
You can do it from your car. Just prop it up.
Do what you got to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, they really wrap this storyline up very nicely in a bow, and who knows? Maybe this isn't the last we see of Connie.
Yeah, that's the part that stood out to me. I was actually hoping. Well, first I wasn't here last week, but I gotta say, Connie and that steak knife. The fact she held half the town hostage with a steak knife. I know, like, girl.
She had to find one that fit in her purse because the butcher knife was getting in the way. She said, "Let me downsize so that this steak knife can still do the trick."
It kept grown men and women from even pushing her, apparently. So it's a magic steak knife. But I'm glad that they didn't kill her. I will say I was looking for a little bit more action at the end there. I gotta say, like, it was a little, like, slightly anticlimactic for me when she sort of came out of the pub and then Jada stopped her and was like, "Put your hands up or freeze," or whatever it was. And I was like, I felt like they could have added a little like action scene between them or something. Even if we eventually did catch Connie, I don't know. I feel like it was missing a little something. But I'm glad that they didn't. Sorry.
Oh no, keep going.
I'm saying I'm glad that they didn't kill her, because that's where I kind of thought maybe they were going. She was going to shoot her. So I always feel like whenever they don't kill you, that's a sign of like, we may bring you back. Like we'll put you over here for a little while and until we need you. So,
and if we know, well, and I know Ron's only around for a little bit longer, but if Clyde and how many times that MFer pops up, Ron loves to bring these dudes back. Sure, it's going to be the same for Connie.
Yes, but Julie is so fun to watch. Like when she does she's at her best when she does her improv with Connie, and so that's when I'm like, yeah, I could use her every once in a while. Yes. Apparently, people are also going to miss the cardboard cutout.
They really need to bring that cardboard cutout to Day of Days. Like they have to. Like
they should make it an activation. Yeah.
They really I almost kind of want there to be multiple ones of them.
Hmm.
Like Lee greets them like as they walk in, and then like Lee is like there as they find their seats, and then he's just in just random places so that people can just be like, you know. Oh, but what I was gonna say was, remember years ago when I think it was Sammy, I can't remember who she was chasing, but she was chasing someone through
That's my
Salem, and then
favorite scene.
they had that one extra that was just
Yep.
like,
Yep, it did. Yep, woman in pink spandex. Yep.
it made me think in that moment what I kind of wish Connie would have done just so she could have this moment was like she's creeping out of the Brady pub, and then Jada's like Connie Vaninsky, and she's like, and she
Yeah,
just starts
I thought she
hightailing it,
was
right?
me too.
And like all of a sudden it cuts to her running in the that
Town
oh
Square.
well, before the town square, that privacy park looking
Oh, yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
like she's running
Where
through there.
everyone does
and-
all their shady business at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's running through there, then she's running through Hortontown Square, and then she's running through. Where else could she run through?
I'll just
Just
have
just give her a couple places to run through before
just run through all the
Jada.
sets. Like,
Yeah,
It's like
Before-
it's like the nanny. They did that on the nanny every now and then. Someone would be chasing Fran around the house, and they'd be like, one room, another room, and then yeah.
they did it on the French
fun.
one too. If you guys called him, like it was like the end of one season or something, they had him run literally through the sets at like the end of the show, and
Oh, that
yeah.
was iconic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was when that was like the last episode where they all moved out, and
Yeah.
like and Will Smith had this like sad moment of like, all right, I guess that's it. Click, and then he walks away, and you hear Carlton go, "Hey, oh
Yeah.
no, that's not it. Is that
No.
it? No, there was another
That was
one."
Yeah,
earlier,
the one I'm
yeah.
talking about is when he ends and he drags his like feet on the
Oh
ground.
yeah,
as
he's like,
running
no,
through.
no,
Yeah,
no, no,
exactly,
no.
yeah.
That one. Oh, that like, oh, I just added another one. So she runs through Hortontown Square, then she comes out of the Demira Tunnel and runs through the Demira Mansion.
Uh,
I think that's it. And then she would have had to get caught somewhere, maybe outside of the Demira
she
Mansion.
opens a door and Jade is there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been funny. But yeah, I do feel like it kind of like last week it was just kind of like, all right, let's just wrap this up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was just like, okay, we're done with this.
Mm-hmm. What we have now is like the what kind of came out of Connie and what she did at the end there, because now we have
Mhm.
something developing with EJ and Gabby,
Mhm.
even though now Stefan still is trying to get into Gabby's good graces again. So we kind of have a new little triangle going on, even though like they're still like the Gabby EJ dynamic, they're still kind of figuring that out for themselves. But and then was it Ava and Stefan?
Mhm.
Ava and Stefan.
They're kind of now, something, they experienced Connie's deal. So maybe there's something there. So now we're branching off. Connie's done for now. And now we're going to what am I trying to say? The word's not coming to me. I don't know. The word's not coming to me. The result of her work.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to say. The ramifications.
Yes,
of
there
it.
you go. Yeah. And I think, as much as there's chemistry here, I am less intrigued in Ava and Stefan. I just feel like they've kind of slowly been building Ava to have friendships, just basic friendships with just multiple people. Because you saw Brady go in and check on her this week. Stefan's obviously her friend. She and Roman, I still don't know how that happened, but I guess she and Roman are friends.
Oh, they're tight. Yeah.
Yeah, she and Kristen are friends. So it's kind of, so I'm kind of okay with that for Ava for right now, just because she's been such a character who's been so polarizing and so lone wolf for so long that I don't necessarily care to see her in any romantic relationship. as much as I care to see her develop as a character and really for the first time in her life stand on her own 2 feet and just have a life of her own.
I wonder what everyone else thinks about the ships that are happening.
There's
Well,
some
I mean,
various opinions in
not
the
the
chat room.
not the like the seemingly maybe possible ships that are happening.
Well, I mean, the EJ and Gabby of it all would never have crossed my mind if not for the fact that Dan freaking Furigal has chemistry with everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they that's one of the reasons I'm for it, is because he and Sherry just play really well off each other, and they have I was trying to think like if Camila was still playing Gabby. But the thing about Camila was like she started as Gabby when she was very young. And she just, I always think of her Gabby as like young. And so when I think of her Gabby with EJ, I'm like, he's too old or whatever. It's just because Gabby in my eyes is not age. She's still a teenager, even though she's like in her 30s, right?
Yeah.
So you basically are picturing her in that high school senior photo?
Kind of, yeah. That's just, but like, that's how my vision of Gabby started. And, Camila physically has not aged. She's aged very well. So I still think of her as like the young Gabby. And Sherry's the more woman,
Mature.
I guess.
The mature
I'm trying to be
one.
very careful with my words so I don't sound ageist or some.
Well, no,
it's after me for whatever. But
it's not ageist. It's the phases that they were in their lives, where Gabby was barely out of her teens, during that time that she and EJ initially interacted, and the only real interactions that they had when it was James Scott and Camila Bannis playing the roles was because of Will, because Will was Ari's father, and EJ and Sammy were together at the time. If you remember, I think the most scenes that they had at that point was during the whole Gabby and Nick era, and EJ was serving as Gabby's attorney. Yeah, so it was more of an empathetic relationship, but they didn't have a friendship or anything like that. It was more empathetic of like you, because Will is family, your family too, kind of a thing. And that's as far as it was. And cut to EJ's out of the picture of a couple of years. It gives Gabby time to really grow up into the woman that we know now. And now we have 2 different people playing the role. So now it's the phases in their lives have kind of lined up more.
Yeah, I like them together. I agree. I think Dan and Sherry have really great chemistry. We're also seeing different phases of EJ now and Gabby specifically. I still kind of like Stefan and Ava together. I'm not mad if they decide to do a pairing with those 2. I think like we talked about before, when someone new comes in, it changes the dynamics of the chemistry and the casting, and people who you thought wouldn't be together, you can now pair them together and it can be okay. So I don't know if this is just a break from Stefan and Gabby, but I like it and hope that they pursue it. I hope that if it is popular, that they stick with that and they don't operate under this Stefan and Gabby have to be together. And we saw what that did to the Nicole Eric storyline that we love to talk about. So hopefully that they're not operating under that same idea of we can put them with other people for now, but we got to bring them back together under any circumstance. So yeah, I'm liking the switch.
Look,
it brings a different energy to it too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's interesting to see. I don't know how easy they both get along with each other. Stefan and Ava, and then also like Gabby and EJ, who are supposed to like loathe each other, but this now twist of fate of like him saving her and even him still being kind of modest about it, is a different dynamic. And when she was like, when he left the hospital and she's like, I'm gonna get some rest. There was a part of me that was like, is she gonna like be like this and then go just to like look at him before he walks out? But then he had a moment like
Yeah.
looking at her by the door and thinking like,
What's
do I
going
like
on?
her?
Yeah.
Sometimes
What is
that
this
hate,
feeling?
those hatred relationships can, you know, the feelings get bottled up and they come out in other ways. And in their case, they've already, you know,
Done had her.
they've already
Since?
done it, so there's
Yeah.
no like suspense there.
I mean, let's not forget that's how Gabby and Stefan started.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hate.
We all remember remember that one episode of Sammy and EJ just wrecking the DeMera mansion?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bad shit. I think I'm gonna do a post on Dishin Days. I'm gonna start writing on a piece of paper near me, Dishin Days post show posts, so that way I don't forget to post certain things. So I'm gonna post if y'all are feeling these possible ships of Stefan and Ava and Gabby and EJ. There might be another one, but we haven't gotten to that topic yet. Another post bomb relationship that has gotten better is Melinda and Paulina.
Mm-hmm. I like this.
Yes.
Does Paulina know?
Say
It came out of nowhere for me. Like it came out of left field for me. Was
Which
that for
part?
anybody else? Paulina just being so sympathetic and empathetic towards her. Towards Melinda.
Well, I feel like the real,
I feel like I missed something between them.
The sole reason was I think she realized she made a mistake by firing her as the DA, and kind of like, you know, push and pull and wiggling her, you know, as far as like you know, her job and stuff. And I think once she realized that EJ was really like the snake that that he is, she felt bad. And then especially the fact that she almost lost her life, you know, as well. So so I think that's just a turning point. It happened quickly, but you know, when they get lunch.
Yeah, I think it was Paulina's guilt. I think that was fueling. I think we saw back then too. She did feel guilty about it back then, but was sort of between a rock and a hard place, kind of. And then we sort of didn't see Melinda for a while, so I think it's just carrying that over.
She just needs to stand strong in her decisions. She's mayor. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You know, shucking and jiving.
I mean, but I am glad that Melinda turned her down. Melinda has enough self-respect to recognize I'm not going through this again.
Not only that, she was just like, I like working at DeMera.
Yeah.
To which
Money's
Paulina
good.
responded,
that and the money, which
yes,
Paulina
well,
was
look,
like,
when the money's good and you have job security,
Yeah.
that's all you need.
Got those DeMera benefits.
now,
I'm curious. I want to know what's next for Melinda, because Tina Hong has proven that she can be like she's proven herself that she needs to be on this show. So I'm hoping maybe they develop more with her, and give her some good material, and maybe like I know like Melinda has who was her daughter, Haley?
Haley,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was supposed to be her sister, ended up being her daughter. Well, now did you hear about Haley?
Dead.
Yeah. So maybe like bringing back some of her family into the mix or something, having some drama there. Who knows? But I just hope this isn't it for Melinda.
Yeah.
I like the interaction with Kristen. There's still like tension, but they also kind of like each other. So there's like them navigating that relationship. I like her. I'm glad too that she didn't leave DeMera. I like her at DeMera. I also I liked when Ava was there too, and it was the women there. I mean, Ava's probably not coming back anytime soon, but I do want to see sort of Kristen with sort of Melinda by her side, kind of.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, That was that storyline, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Have fun in Bayview, Connie Valinsky.
Say
You will
hi
be
to Nurse
missed.
Whitley.
Okay. And now we are moving on to the body and soul of it all with their pink pages. Okay, so listen, I know that
The best thing. Oh, sorry.
well, I just know there's some feelings about body and soul,
There's
but when they were like, "We're shooting tomorrow," I was like, "Ooh," kind of got I kind of got excited to see like, like how's this gonna turn out?
I did not get excited.
Yeah, I don't care how it's going to turn out.
I just still think, and I will continue going on record in saying, this would have been a lovely Beyond Salem.
I concur.
All
It didn't
kinds
need
of
to be anything. They could have like left what body and soul was alone instead of saying, "Oh, there's just sometimes more of a good thing is not good." You know what I mean? Like, let it be what it was. But and it's just like half the town who's never acted before are now they just went around and was like Chanel, Hattie, what's her name, Bonnie,
Bonnie.
Alex, like all
Alex.
these people who are not actors. The only one I would buy would maybe Bonnie. Like I feel like Bonnie could like, and maybe even Hattie. They're crazy enough that they could wing it, but like it's just, and then they're it's just too tongue-in-cheek for me. And you know how I don't like the wink winks of it all. And they're like trying to incorporate the soap lingo and the back. These are pink pages. And blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, it's a big eye roll for me. And I'm sorry to everyone involved in it. But it's not hitting the mark for me. And I really had to laugh when Alex and Stephanie were talking. He's like, now that I've done a little bit of acting, and I'm like, bitch, you haven't shot anything yet. What are you talking about? You've done a little bit of acting. You've done no acting yet. You haven't shot anything. You did a photo shoot. And I was just like, I can't. I like that it's leading to, like some tension with
Johnny and Chanel.
Johnny and
Carson,
Chanel.
who looked really good in his pajamas. Just mentioning that.
Welcome back.
That was the highlight of that storyline for me. It was on Fridays when I was like, oh, he's in sweatpants.
Oh, Michael Madden, the other shots you have missed while you were on hiatus. Well, no, you didn't miss them. You just didn't have a chance to talk about them.
I just couldn't talk about them. Yeah. Where was I?
Forgot what you were going to say because you landed on the sweatpants and just can't leave the station, Michael Madden. Leave the station.
If only I landed on the sweatpants. Boom, boom.
Yep.
Anyway. No, I like that it's leading to some tension with Chanel and Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. It's giving them a little bit, but and then like they're bringing Stephanie's peacock dream. And you know what? Okay, here's the thing I don't mind. I don't mind that they're like watching Peacock and they're watching Ted, and it's clearly like inter-network. That part I don't mind. That part I'm like, okay.
Really?
Everything else is trash. That part I don't mind for whatever reason.
Oh my god.
Well, you know what would make him mind it is if they were watching Peacock and was like, oh, there's another soap on here on Peacock. Michael Madden would have been like, no.
Then throw it out.
No. Okay,
Yeah.
wait.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, okay. I don't understand why Johnny has such an issue with Chanel and Alex because, one, I feel like that whole threesome thing happened so long ago. I also feel like it was during an era that Chanel was just this girl on a whim, like wild, footloose, and fancy free. But I think it's clear that she has been very much grounded for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And they should be settled in their relationship with each other to where Alex should not be a bother. Like, they can use their frustration with each other to play these characters. But for him to be off to the side, like, it's like, what you mad about?
I think that there are a lot of men, sorry, I'm going to say it. There are a lot of men who take exception to their spouses spending any amount of time with someone that they've seen, that they bumped up uglies with. So it seems like that's just kind of hitting Johnny right now. That he, and maybe it's also the part that he's kind of put her in this position to be playing pretend with Alex, that's kind of nagging at him, that's like, well, it's my own damn fault because I signed off on this and now I'm gonna have to see it. And I don't think he really thinks he's really jealous. I think it's just these little petty insecurities. I don't think he's really I don't think he really has anything to worry about or is really worried. I think they're just small insecurities. And mind you, he started that conversation with Chanel strong. Because the way that he started that conversation was very much in staying in his lane of, I'm the director. It is my job to, this can be part of my job to, if I note that something doesn't feel right, I can coordinate, or I can touch base with the writer, kind of a thing. So that part, he started off strong and then it kind of veered off.
But here's the thing: when he suggested that she be a part of Body and Soul, what did he think was going to happen? At some point, there was gonna, if it's not Alex, it could have been somebody else.
I don't think he would have the same reaction if it was somebody else.
Alex.
It's because
Yeah, exactly.
It's because she and Alex slept together once,
And
history.
Once,
Yeah,
and that was before them.
No. It's not. It doesn't have to make sense. It's that's why I say I don't think it's that deep. I really don't. I think he's having some minor petty insecurities. I think he's going to get over them quickly.
He's having these insecurities that have been written for him.
Actually,
there's no reason. There's no reason for them. There's no reason to have this between them because they have been so soft. They have been through. They were married before, got divorced or whatever because he became the devil. If you can overcome the devil,
this is true,
and tainted biscuits and all kinds of other stuff, surely you can handle Alex. He don't care about her. She don't care about him.
See, I think this falls in line with their history, though, of him feeling insecure that someone can come along and take Chanel. And last time it was his sister. Now it's someone who she now, again, has a history with. Again, even though it was one time. I think he also, well, this is before they sort of rewrote this, but Chanel and Alex were friends. And Chanel and Alex were friends and seemed to seemingly get along and everything. So I don't know. I think it's a weird.
I know they were friends, but because after the threesome, Alex and what's her face slept together a second time.
Yeah, Allie, but they actually made up after that, and then they sort of retconned that they never made it. Well, they mentioned it, but then it sort of hand waved it away because they actually made up. He apologized to her, she accepted his apology, and they were cool. And then 2 weeks ago, they were at each other's throats, and it was like, oh, okay, whatever. It's weird that it's framed this way. I'm wondering why they did it this way, as opposed to having like Johnny and Chanel have a marital issue, and then have Alex be the person she gets along with, who she may also be working with. It's weird that they've switched it and made them not like each other and made that be the source of it. It's kind of, I don't know.
Because the heat, Justin, the heat that Abe saw, because he's, went from being a mayor to a soap producer and can really spot the talent.
Okay, so here's my pen. I'm gonna rewrite this. This is how they should have done it. I feel like instead of seeing that argument with them in Horton Town Square, I think that they could have just simply got an invite to. We have these two roles available. Just come and like audition, right? And as they're finding and developing their character, maybe Chanel goes back to a point where, she was upset with him, so that she could bring that out, because. Obviously, she would do that because, remember, she dove deep when she was cast as Celeste. Hello,
Mhm.
darling. And so bring them together like that, right? They have a wonderful audition. They're friends. There's no issue, right? I think this worry that Johnny has, now insert what Michael said, could have happened later. Maybe they're both so stressed about what's happening with body and soul to where he's becoming distant. It's like work and home are mixing
Yeah.
to where it
Mhm.
causes this friction. And because
Mhm.
she's around Alex so much, then he starts questioning like, well, what are you doing? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like it would seem more of a natural progression than a all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I'm just
I,
saying.
I think for me, as long as they don't, this isn't the storyline we think it's heading down, where we're now, there's going to be an affair or something. I hope that they don't do that. This
No,
Mhm.
other
I
stuff of him being jealous, I'm okay with. I mean, he's a 25-year-old guy who's married, who
Yeah.
has a gorgeous wife,
Mhm.
who is now working with someone who she enjoyed sleeping with.
Who
in the
left
past.
him?
That's
Who not left him, but almost rejected him once
exactly, yeah.
already. You know, there's still
That I can buy. That seems
yeah.
pretty normal. I just hope they don't. I just hope it's not going where we think it's going. Maybe this is just a catalyst for them to have marital issues and something else
Mhm.
comes of it. But I hope it's not an affair storyline with them where they
Right.
just got back
Oh no,
I'm hoping
no, I don't think that we're getting that at all.
together. I hope.
Yeah,
I
no,
hope
I
not. But
I
you know who's
really
not?
think
You know
this is fine.
who's not getting over it anytime? Not Raven. Jesus, Michael. Come
Chanel.
on, Chanel. I was like, she's not getting over it. She was like,
Yes, she laid into him.
she was like, I said, because he tried to kiss her goodnight. She was like, I have an early day tomorrow.
Right.
how did she do it, Michael Maddox?
Trust me, I've been married.
No, I
I've
was-
been there, and I've done the.
Uh-oh,
I
not that I have
literally
a
stopped
headache.
myself from saying that. I was like, "Oop, don't say
Not
that."
even I have a headache. No words spoken. Just the.
Oh,
We've guessed, Michael.
Ay, ay, ay.
So yeah, we'll see
I
how
more
long it takes for her to get over it.
I more so picture Michael in a like a lazy boy with wine, and just and the husband coming in and saying something and be like,
Now Chanel moving out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
ah!
At the same time, I'm also okay with them showing a little marital strife because that you know what, that is real. That is very real, that
It's
you
real, but
have
it's not.
some
It's not
days
needed
where
now.
you just want to sock your spouse and you don't, and you're like, get away from me. Tonight's not the night. Go away.
Well, that's because he's in there acting stupid.
And I think that he will have his
back doors
stupid moment and
closed
he'll get
tonight.
over it. He'll get over it. They'll get over
They'll
it.
both get over it. It's just
It's
yeah.
Hopefully.
We want them to get over it.
Look, like this is just a tiny little blip. Alex poses no threat to anyone or anything. I fear no long-term ramifications for any of these people. I fear that Bonnie and Hattie might kill each other before they get to film one scene.
I could do without this.
Yeah, this also like, yeah.
I think my problem with it, I know, is it's too meta. You know what I mean? Like a few jokes here and there to like spice it up or like allude to things. Maybe on days, maybe other soap operas. We know Ron has
That's all
been
this
around.
storyline is.
Yeah, and
it
it feels like joke after joke after joke after joke without much substance there, and it's like, okay, you could have like in the sense, I like Body and Soul for what it's doing for Chanel and Johnny. That is a way to use the soap opera to drive story, but this Hattie and Bonnie stuff is just it
wasn't Marlena, it was Hattie.
Yes.
What did I say? Oh,
it was
nothing.
Hattie.
Sorry.
Yes.
Like Marlena looked better in the dress. Well, it wasn't Marlena, it was Hattie.
The only person in this whole story whose personality and skill set perfectly fits where they are is Leo Stark.
Yes. Well,
I would
no
even
lie.
buy that Kate could
I was gonna say Kate
cast
too.
herself as a TV producer.
Oh,
Like
because
that,
Kate
I buy
can
that a
run
little bit
anything.
too. Kate
Kate can
can do
run
anything. Exactly.
Well, Kate's a businesswoman, and in this moment, she has to be a businesswoman. Just like she looked at Justin and was like,
Yeah.
Justin was like, we need 25% over scale and an additional vacation day. Do
Justin,
we have a
you-
deal? She said, yeah, we have a deal. You tell Bonnie that the deal is she takes the original deal, or we'll have to find another Cassandra.
Justin, you are not an entertainment lawyer.
Yeah.
Well, who else are they gonna get?
I mean, if everyone else can
Salome
be
is
actors,
gone.
he can be an entertainment lawyer. Like,
Right.
I mean,
know.
if we're going with
He's
like,
closer to that than they are to act.
And this
I was
is
like,
what
exactly.
I
At least he
mean.
has a law background. At least he's
And-
negotiated a contract before.
Yeah, but
No, and
clearly-
I've done a little bit of acting. No, you haven't. Shut up. Go watch Ted. Shut up.
No, but at least Leo, like I totally buy Leo
You agree with me?
in this role. Writing
yeah.
for soap operas
yeah,
is perfect
yeah.
for him. He's got the language skill set. He's got the he's definitely got the flavor for the dramatic. And I even like him going back and forth. I feel his frustration of like, guys, you're having me do more work. I'm not a person who likes to work, and you're making me do more work.
But also, this is another
I'm
thing
doing it.
where I wish this came later, like the rivalry between Bonnie and Hattie, who remember are supposed to be friends.
Yeah.
They are
We
friends, yeah.
we like them, and it's like, so why this cattiness for something that's like so new? Like I wish again that it built a
You
little
haven't shot
more.
anything yet.
Like you haven't done anything, and then here's the funny thing, I don't think anyone caught this. Hattie was saying she had difficulty learning the lines, so then you ask for more.
Oh dear.
What? Where they do that at? Oh my God! It's so much. I'm having so many difficulties like learning all these lines. But I think I should have more because I'm the star.
Mhm.
Oh, girl! If you don't take your 5 sentences and go sit down, it doesn't make any sense. But I mean, I don't know. I teeter between. I know people are like, ugh, body and soul, blah. But I'm kind of like. I'm kind of into it.
I'm open to seeing how it progresses and seeing if, I end up liking it or being into it. It's just right now, they just need to pump the brakes on, like Justin was saying, like all the joke after joke after joke, the tongue in cheek. Like, I don't know who they think that's for, I guess. Like, they're like, oh, the viewers will love this, that we're sprinkling in blah, blah, blah. But if they just pump the brakes on that a little bit and try not to, cut the jokes.
Yeah.
Michael Madis doesn't like it.
I also just think that if they weren't using so many Salemites, if like, fine, Kate and Abe are the producers, but like some of the actors were just not people in Salem. Like like if we had just left Chanel in the bakery, we left, Johnny is, that makes sense to bring in because he's a director. Alex doesn't have a job, so I mean, sure, but to bring everybody and their mama in, it's like
I like the workplace part of it. I like Johnny as a director. I like Stephanie as PR. That makes sense.
Yes.
I like Abe and Kate.
Yes.
I also kind of like Bonnie and Hattie because I feel like if you're gonna do this, those are two characters that would fit here.
Yeah.
But it's the Chanel and Alex part that's stretching it a little bit for me. Everyone else, I even like Leo too as the head writer. Like that kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It's the Alex sort of Alex Chanel stuff that isn't.
Or even if she came in, even if they found another actress that was kind of like Raven to play Faith, And then for some reason, something happened, day of shooting,
And they need to get somewhere.
and they had to do the
Yeah.
classic soap of like, and she came in for a day, and maybe this, seeing the chemistry and stuff kind of started some stuff, and maybe it's like, okay, she's actually going to be out for a little while longer while we find a replacement. Well, like I think
I
some
think
things
that
like that
would've
would
been
have
great.
been,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh. And then Terrence comes.
Terrence's Faith's cousin.
Faith's first cousin, twice removed.
I mean, listen, I have tried to figure out how I could be related, how Terrence could somehow be related to Jada. At one point, Chanel, I could have been like a cousin
Mm-hmm.
or something that came in and like, kikied with her, like, oh, in London, he was the best DJ and we would go to all his parties. Nobody thinks of Terrence anymore except me.
He said toodles.
That long running character, Terrence. That yes. How soon we forget it.
Anyway, so should I put that as a possible ship too, Alex and Chanel? Is it
I
too
mean,
soon?
You can. I'd be interested to see what people think.
How people think?
Yeah.
Dylan Matthews, I do not want to be Connie's fourth cousin. I don't think so. Thank you, but no, thank you. Okay, that's 3. So Stefan and Ava, Gabby and EJ, Alex and Chanel. Okay.
Sidebar: whatever happened to Elia's quest to get Vivica A. Fox on the show as her mom? We need to ask her about
That's
that.
still running.
I think
I don't know.
I think we have time.
But
We've
you know
got
what?
time, I think.
I will take that in place of not knowing about Bobberette.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother coming in. Shout out to Julie Dove. Miss Connie Vaninsky is watching from Bayview. Appreciate
I'm
you.
listening. Like Frasier, I'm listening.
But I would take that just to know more about Jada. Besides the fact that she's like, no,
Julie, she pipes in. She's like, "Why don't you want to be my cousin, bitch?"
No, I don't want to be related to Crazy and Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. No, thank you. To try to pick up where you left off? I'm not trying to be shipped off to Bayview or Statesville. No, thank you. I'm trying to have a residency at the Bistro.
Club Salem, Club Bistro.
Club Bistro.
Yes, I'm sure after 9 p.m. the Bistro turns into
Yes.
Salem's hottest club.
That's right. Featuring DJ Terrence.
That's funny.
But oh man, what was I saying?
Something about I brought up Jada's mom.
Oh
Jada
yes,
Pinkett
just
Smith. Oh wait, no,
not Jada Pinkett Smith.
Wrong.
You so silly. Wrong
Every-
Vivica A. Fox.
But I
Shit,
think
Michael. God. I'm not
I
even
think-
drinking. Like I don't know what's going on.
yeah, you are.
just dumb.
I think it would be interesting to look back into Jada's life and just where, how did she get to where she is now? Because we thought we were going to get that with Bobberette. I'm still upset about that. I think I will forever be upset about that. That
was a miss.
storyline started so strong, and we were like at the edge of our seats, especially when they finally saw each other. And she was like, "Bobby," and he was like, "No, I'm Everett." She's like, "You're Bobby." Oh, good. And then they killed him, and it was like, okay.
Yeah, they missed a lot with that. That they could have.
did.
They could have done a lot.
Hashtag Vivica A. Fox for Days of Our Lives. Hashtag Jada's mama. Hashtag more about Jada.
Yeah.
Listen, sometimes we start a hashtag and things happen. You just got to have the right people listening. Which I don't know who that is now.
So a decade from now, we'll see Vivica Fox as
Right. Like, we got her.
Go Hunter, yes.
She has a decade. Justin was like, "See you in 7 years, Terrence." Like, you just these campaigns are long. Jesus. All right, so we're done with the pink pages, right?
Yeah.
Let's move on to Brady's origin story. That's right, all that about Brady.
Mm.
First off, oh wait, can we talk about Miss Sophia? I don't know. You know what it is? Sophia is dignitized. Because she
They had
took
it.
that ferry all the way to Smith Island.
Okay, but
And she walked into that cabin that morning, and saw a half naked Tate. And she said to herself,
Mm.
now that's the breakfast I want.
I thought that you had to have played with said dick to be dignitized.
No.
Did you say dick?
No, that's what I
She didn't just say dick. She said you got to play with the dick to be dignitized.
On Drake Hogan's memorial. How dare you?
How dare
Drake
you?
Hogestyn, yeah.
I guess
Not
I'm feeling
Hogan.
brave
Hogestyn.
today.
I know Hogestyn.
Hogestyn, not Hogan.
I know.
Listen, sometimes you don't have to play with it. Sometimes you just gotta see it.
Oh Lord.
To where you're just
Sometimes
like,
you don't even got to see it. You just got to see what surrounds it. And when you make an assumption about what, and that can lead to,
Listen, you just have to know it exists.
Dignitized really quick.
Right?
But
You just gotta know it exists and you want it. That's okay.
I mean, there's plenty of other stuff to work with anyway. So
I'm already regretting this.
but I
You
mean,
put it out
but ever since then, she's been hoxy-toxy for Tate.
I like that she knows the way to a man. You bring him some barbecue sliders. Like, that's the first thing. You get that man fed. You feed him. Yeah. Step one.
The
Why do you think I'm such a good cook?
The stuff with Fiona is what I've been missing for her. She's like been a little bit cartoonish with the stuff with Tate, but the stuff with Fiona, I was like, this is what we need. We need a little bit more like of her not being nice necessarily, but we need like a through line. Because remember we were saying before, like this, if this is all about Holly, it's tired, it's old, like you're still mad. So I feel like we're kind of getting that. We got a little bit of that with Fiona, but they need to soften her, but we need to get her perspective a little bit more. Because like, the actress is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that the line that kind of let me know who Sophia is and where she's at was when she said that Tate doesn't know what real love is. And in my mind, I'm like, girl, you are 17. What the hell do you know about anything?
17,
I knew a lot at 17.
17, they don't know. They
It's
think
not
they
that
know.
bad. Yeah.
No. They're all idiots. Even the smart ones.
But they don't
are
know
idiots.
that they're idiots.
Yeah.
They don't know that they're idiots yet. But that's the thing. Even the really smart ones, there's always that one thing that they go stupid for.
Yeah, dick.
Yes.
Hormones.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's
Holly, to this viewer's point, Holly's not doing herself any favors on the Tate front, especially the way that she wormed her way into that's John and Marlena's house, right? That they're all at, and started going through Brady's things, and of course she got caught, and they had the big blow up, and might as well just hand him to Sophia.
Right.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like, ma'am, you didn't want to take care of that task at hand first. At the fact that like you open, I mean, she really has nothing. I mean, she kind of doesn't have anything to worry about. But the fact that she's not tending to her man, it's like, now you got something to worry about.
She did. Yeah, she didn't have anything to worry about, or I don't know, maybe because up until that point, where Holly really violated his trust and his privacy, I was screaming at Tate, telling him, little boy, put a shirt on. Put a shirt on.
He's at his house.
Yes, but if you have company, you put a shirt on.
He did put a shirt on. She came over, and when they came back to him and he was eating his sliders, he had a shirt on.
Okay, yeah, he needs to. Yeah, no. Well, from now on, if she's gonna keep dropping by unannounced, then he needs to keep a shirt on at all times, just because this is ridiculous.
Who's finna do that? Who's about to do that? Who's about to have a shirt on handy just in case somebody? You gonna get this when you answer the door.
Once is an accident. Twice is excusable. 3 times is like, boy.
Both of those times, that man has been in his own house. She done came over there and had her sis.
Okay, so this is why I say she comes over again. Please say something about how this is inappropriate.
What? That
she's coming over unannounced in his time, in his house.
Well, you know, people, when you live in a city like Salem, things are different.
Yeah.
You know, you just go over to the house. You don't call first. Hey, I was in the area. Here's some sliders.
Also, they're very much playing up the fact that he's, I won't say stupid or silly, but they're playing up the fact that he's supposed to be a naive 17-year-old boy. Like, for everything Sophia's done, she shouldn't be allowed through the door. But of course, he's having problems with Holly. He has hormones. She's touching him. She's bringing him food to eat.
She has food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is where we have to remember they are silly, stupid teenagers, and this is what gets them.
They're stupid. They just don't know that they're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because they think since they got their degree and they know everything.
They don't even have their degree. They're still in high school.
Well,
they get report cards. They don't have a degrry yet. Right? They're still in high school.
They're still in high school. Yeah. And it's fine that Sophia has goals, and again, I do like that we got to see more of her personality in the conversation with Fiona, but it's again, it's not jiving because she's 17. She's 17. She's stuck on stupid with Tate. Tate is stuck on stupid just because he's naive. And yet, out of everybody, all of the teenagers, Tate, I think, had the most profound moment this week when he told Holly off, not just for violating his trust, but for not considering where he is in this moment in time.
Mm-hmm. He could have been an orphan.
Yes, of saying that. Yeah, exactly. Of saying that I've been understanding of you. I've apologized. I've given you your space to feel what you feel. I haven't corrected you or chastised you when you've gone after my dad. But if I've done all that, then why can't you meet me halfway and at least understand what I've been going through in the last few months?
47.
Well, here's the thing. I
can't.
Yo, it's so
there's the insight.
Shit.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like while I sympathize and understand with the fact that Holly just found out that it was indeed Eric who was driving drunk and killed Daniel, I am just kind of like, so now all of a sudden we just have this huge advocacy and urgency to like get Brady in jail.
Yeah, that part of it's not.
It's like this ain't gonna. How about this? How about you concentrate on Eric going to jail? Since you want somebody to go to jail, because
it's misplaced. Is that what they call it? Like misplaced anger?
Yeah, it's misplaced anger. She also knows that in Eric's case, there's nothing that she can do about it because technically, according to the law, he was already punished.
Well, then go talk to Dr. Melinda Evans, Robo-Show. Go talk to her. And so
she can tell you how wonderful Eric is. That's the worst.
No. You know who she does need to talk to. That I think this is the one person that I think would put everything in perspective for her. Maggie.
Oh, perfect. Go talk to somebody.
We need that conversation because as a recovering alcoholic herself, Daniel was her son. Maggie lived through all this. She knows it all. She needs to hear this from Maggie.
She needs to go have several seats is what she needs to do. And stop snooping through somebody else's stuff. What will you...
You know who she needs to stop talking to? Her
I
former
like
stepdaddy.
I like it, actually.
I got a major creepy vibe from it. And I'm just like, they're not...
No.
I'm just like, they're not going there with those two. They are not.
Here's it.
That's
No,
ick,
I understand why you got that vibe, but I assure you, it's only because it's Dan Furigal. It's the. I think we should name it the Dan effect, because
Furigal effect.
It doesn't matter if he intends to or doesn't intend to. He just happens to have chemistry with everybody. It's the Dan effect. So I think it was just that. So I don't really think we have anything to don't like make waves on that stuff. And again, I say Days did not take the cake on the ick factor this week.
All I know is
that if you know, you know.
There could have been that episode where you take a shot every time Holly's name was said. Because he said Holly a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I liked EJ. I like them getting close. I like that she has a different perspective of things now. I like that she now, as a 17-year-old, is seeing Eric clearly for the first time. Yes, she's angry about it, and so she's, hell bent on being angry with him. But I like her perspective on EJ. Like when they first saw each other, and he was like, "Oh, I thought you were still mad at me." She's like, "I am, but I understand you more, and we're on the same side here." So it wasn't a complete "I love you now and hate Eric." I liked EJ needling Eric to be like, she loves me now and she hates you, and deal with it. And that just completely tore Eric, because he cannot have anyone dislike him for 2 seconds, and that just ate at his soul.
I was okay with that too. Yeah, because it's like, just because the idea, because it paints the idea of just because EJ is bad, that Eric is automatically good, and now we all know better than that.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody mentioned the fight between Eric and EJ.
The grabbing,
the awkward, like, it was very like, I know, right? It was very like, we don't have stunt double, so we can't hurt each other, but we need to try to fight. So let's just do this.
Like, what happened to
Did you see? There was a moment. Okay, so Eric and what's his face were struggling. Jada comes in because Jada is just everywhere, everything all at once, and just stopping everything in Salem in her heels, which props to her. There was an extra in the background when Jada was breaking them up, and he was literally just like, like, these people are crazy.
Isn't that how it was supposed to be?
That's how you're supposed to
be. Yeah, it was just funny because he was like center frame. He was like framed in the center. So like you looked at the screen, you just saw, and this is just look just like I just came in for some chowder, and these two Neanderthals are fighting.
Also, I love Greg Vaughn. Happy to see him, but why is Eric still here? Like, is he just he's just randomly not addressing why he's still staying in town?
He's supporting his brother.
Brady's been released from jail. He's home. He's now taking a pro bono gig shooting Body and Soul. Like, wait, I was like, like Eric's shooting, and I was like, wait, why is he here?
Okay, well, in Eric's mind, he's there until things with Brady are fixed, and he still thinks that he has time to fix his relationship with Holly. But now, moving towards what we really know is happening towards the end of the week, where we had Brady arrested for Sarah's hit and run, which she did not remember, but I guess in her mind it was the lesser of two evils. To have then have Xander kill Brady. Brady has now confided to Eric that he wasn't drunk. Something was wrong, and now Eric's antenna has gone up.
Yeah, so now Eric's going to be the one that Kate was, when Kate came back from the dead and saw that Sammy was with Austin and Carrie was with Lucas, and her antennas went up, was like, something ain't right here. And did months of sleuthing and found everything out. So that's you're right, Araceli. That's exactly why Eric is still around. He's already like, why was Xander there? Which honestly, it is odd. Why is Xander?
Nobody asked.
Cleaned it off, and even Jada, I was like, Jada, ooh, miss on you for just kind of letting go of that one.
Jada is tired of solving everything.
But you know what? Yes, she's done enough. She's like, I've done enough the past couple days. Like,
and in heels. You guys make me run in heels, which I'm sorry to say, it's just a natural skill set you must develop as a woman.
So what do we feel about Sarah making that decision? About Sarah making that decision to sort of kind of save Brady and Xander, but we know what the ramifications of it are.
I like it because for the longest time, Sarah had this mentality about Xander, you know what I mean? And would give him such shit about anything gnarly he did. And I kind of equated, I think we kind of equated like, oh, this is like the younger version of Maggie and Victor. Victor would do something, Maggie would get mad, eventually, blah, blah, blah. Sarah was just overly judgy towards Xander. And it's I like it now that Sarah now has like that, I don't want to call it like a bad bone, but like she did what she had to do and she kind of outlined it. She's like, I didn't want you to go to jail. I need my husband. I need my daughter's father around. And so she's like, yeah, I just said I remembered Brady did it because, well, and then she said, she made a weird comment. I can't remember what it was about how, well, we know he did it anyway. And I was like, do we?
That's bothering me because we always had that scene that, like, I don't know, are they retconning it? Where remember she was hypnotized by Marlena, and at the end she said, "I know who it was," and then we all thought she knew it was Fiona, and then that sort of seemed like it's dropped because I think she's sincere when she's saying, "I wanted to protect both Brady and Xander." If she thinks Brady did it, then okay, I'll say it was him, and it saves him from being killed by you, Xander, and it saves you from going to prison. So I get that. I'm just confused about what she actually saw.
I think we talked about this. We talked about this, and we came onto the idea that she never in her session with Marlena, she never saw the driver of the car. She only got the sense that she knew who the driver was.
Okay.
I thought for sure this week she was going to look at Fiona and be like,
me too. That's what I was waiting for that.
There's also, and Debbie mentioned this, and I don't know if I expressed it last week. Do we think Sarah knows it was Fiona and just isn't saying anything?
I think we thought that, and then I think there's indications now that like she doesn't remember. But I think we all keep like looking at her and her interactions with Fiona,
to see any kind of like indicator. Yeah.
I still thought that until she literally said, I named Brady. I thought she knew it was Fiona and was just keeping quiet and not wanting to rock the boat or whatever. But the fact that she's showing us that, because she would never harm Brady like that. I think she would find another way. She would never sort of name him if she really didn't think it was him.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Luis or Lewis, who's been watching the show for 40 years. Love the show, always have. I feel like you might be new to Dishin Days, so welcome. And welcome to all the new people. We've had like over 200 people today watching.
Yeah,
so
nice.
Shout out to all the 200 people.
This is our community.
Yes. We are a family like a giant tree.
Sisters are doing it.
That song didn't go.
You're right, it didn't. I started singing it and I was like, It was about sisters. We're sisters. That's where I was trying to go. But it didn't land.
I mean, sisters. There were never such devoted sisters. Many men have tried to split us up, but no one can.
What else happened with that storyline?
That's it.
Yeah.
The day player drugging Brady.
Oh wait,
Oh,
actually no,
yeah.
there's more. Okay, Xander, did we not learn anything from the clown blue suit
I
incident?
know. Yeah.
Whatever this vendetta is, wherever you want to do, like Sarah was saying, be like Elsa and let it go.
Be like
Let
that.
it go. Eventually, justice will be served, and you finna look stupid.
Mm.
Now, what did that guy that he met up with that pricked Brady with something?
Mhm.
I forgot. Oh, I forgot what I
He
was gonna
drugged him.
ask. Okay,
Yeah.
with a little.
He
prick.
drugged him. He
Yeah.
drugged him with like a little like a pinprick ring.
Ooh,
And then
see?
everyone assumed that Brady was just drunk.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, that kind of sucks, but
Yeah.
Right.
It
you know,
tracks,
Brady, like
yeah.
all he had to do was be like, give me a drug test, and they could have probably figured out. But then Jade applied him with coffee, so it's all gonna.
Flush out.
Yep.
Yeah, this like, and this whole thing. It's what I'm already tired of is Xander having the vendetta and Brady just being like, "Lock me up. I did it. Lock me up. I don't know why I'm out." I'm like, "Cause you didn't do it."
Can someone explain to me what that plot was? So he wanted Brady to commit suicide. So the drug
Yes.
was, but I didn't understand the connection between Brady's out of it because of the drug, and he was what? See the gun there on his dresser and say, "I want to kill myself." Like I didn't understand how the connection was supposed to be made between.
I thought the drug was gonna have maybe his inner thoughts become louder to
Okay,
make him want to do harm to
like his
himself.
guilt would. Okay,
Yeah, but then when he played it, like I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
I
well,
was like,
maybe not.
he was like
And then
sleeping, and I was like, "How's this? How's he gonna kill himself from that?" Like I didn't get. I was like, "Am I missing something here?"
and then
It was not a
Xander-
solid plan, but we just kind of went with it because I didn't think about it. I was like, yeah,
I'm
he's
not
gonna
understanding
wake up
with
and shoot
this.
himself. Why not?
He's like, "I'm not gonna kill Brady. Brady's gonna kill himself." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
It's like,
Unless it was like, unless it was Xander was gonna wear gloves, pull the trigger, and then put the gun in Brady's hand
Yes.
while he was
Well,
out.
I think he would. I think it was his intention was to like have Brady hold the gun and then have him pull the
Kill
trigger
him.
while
Oh,
Xander's hand was on it.
technically, yeah.
The intention of the drug was just to incapacitate.
Okay, got
Not
it.
to make him want to shoot himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I understood it. How it was actually going to go down, I didn't
It's
think
like-
about. I just figured like, oh yeah, he's getting drugged to incapacitate him, and he's going to get shot somehow, and
Mhm.
they're going to think he did it to himself.
well, the plan foiled because Tate found him,
Mhm.
and then Jada walked in like, "Xander, what you doing here?" Oh,
which made no sense. He goes, "I'm here to offer support to Brady," and I was like, he
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't
named your wife. What are you talking about?" I was like, you could have come up with a better excuse.
And then moments later, what happens? Sarah's like, "Yeah, I remember Brady did it." She was like, "Baby, I need to put you in jail before Xander come get you,
Mhm.
because nothing I say is helping." So,
Yeah.
so okay, that's it with that storyline, right?
Mhm.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. There are no tidbits, but before we get into our segments, just want to remind you guys. One, make sure you follow us on social media. We're Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, make sure you find us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and make sure you take a look around and see some stuff. Or find us on our favorite podcast stations, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. In case you can't watch us live, but you want to keep up with everything and show some love to JLJ Media on YouTube and where all podcasts can be found. Before we get into our segments, we are now going to give away 2 tickets. 2. 1, 2. To the virtual event featuring Mr. Billy Flynn, who plays Chad DeMera, brought to you by the fine folks of Spectrum Celebrity Events. There are still tickets available. If you don't win, make sure you check out SpectrumCelebrityEvents.com. That's SpectrumCelebrityEvents.com to get your tickets. For the event, it is at... Oh, wow. Hold on.
Oh, it's in the Times, you mean?
Yeah.
It's, one second. It's...
Wow. I should have been better prepared, huh?
It is
It's at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard
Yes,
Time, 8
it's
p.m.
3
Eastern
Eastern.
Standard Time. This Wednesday, October 2nd, you could possibly be meeting Mr. Billy Flynn virtually. All right. And it'll be hosted by me. Also, portions of the sales will go to benefit True Colors United. If you are not a winner, tickets are available. You can go to SpectrumCelebrityEvents.com. Now, it is time to find out who will be winning our tickets today. As you can see, we have had, is it sharing? Oh, there it is. We've had a number of you submit to win. All of your names are in. And now let's see who the first winner is. If you are a winner, we will contact you on whichever platform you reached out or you submitted on, and just give us your information so that we can pass them off to the folks at Spectrum Celebrity Events. So that way you can get the info for the event. And now our first winner is.
It's like Wheel of Fortune.
It is.
Big money. Big money.
Our first winner is Nancy Majares from Facebook. Congratulations, Nancy. You are the winner of one of the two tickets. So congratulations to that. And now we're going to pick our second winner. Good luck, everybody. And the wheels on the bus go round and round for Billy Flynn, for Billy Flynn. Wheels on the bus go round and round for Billy Flynn. And wow, both from Facebook, Debbie Mancini. Debbie Mancini, you are the winner of a ticket to the virtual event held by Spectrum Celebrity Events this Wednesday, October 2nd, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure you reach out so that you can collect your tickets. Congratulations to Nancy and Debbie. And again, if you did not win and you still want to virtually meet Billy Flynn, head on over to SpectrumCelebrityEvents.com and purchase your tickets today. Hope to see you there. And now on to our favorite part of the show, which are our segments. And we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! Okay, so my 3 snaps goes to someone who used their intuition this week to know that there was some stunt shows and shenanigans happening. And she made sure that she got herself together in the best way to find out the tea.
I wonder where she could have gotten to this late.
Sarah.
She wheeled up a surprise, bitch.
You know what I just realized? I sent the wrong one.
Oh.
Oh.
I did. Yeah.
I was in the scene after that.
I messed up my own 3 Snaps Award.
Oh.
We're doing great today. We're all just
we're doing amazing, amazing work today.
We are doing the best we can.
You know what? In the words of Mariah Carey, I'm just trying to do the best with what I got. Okay, I'm going to see if I can upload the right one because it's worth it.
And hold on.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Hmm.
So what's everyone
Where's
gonna be
everybody
for Halloween?
from? No, just kidding.
What's everyone gonna be for Halloween?
Oh god.
What am I going to be for?
that.
I don't. No, nothing.
You're like, I don't even want to participate.
I
I will be man on couch drinking glass of wine, watching something on television, while everyone else in West Hollywood is a mess.
I'm going to a costume party. I have to have a costume this year.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well,
Oh, flying to days. Okay, Anna, we'll see you there.
That's fun.
All right. Well,
Hopefully.
Lindsay Godfrey, Sarah Horde, you get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award for willing in and letting Xander know that she she got into the wheelchair herself, called Henderson to call a car, and there's a tracker to follow you. So there you go. And that was Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Moving on to
Caption that.
All right, this week's Caption That Photo comes courtesy of that lovely fight between EJ and Eric. And this weekend, this week's caption goes to Liz Davis 72 on Instagram with her caption, "I swear it's you that I love. Let's forget about Nicole and raise Jude together. The big bonus is that it will kill Sammy."
Oh, it's a cute one.
And that was
oh yeah.
there were I
Caption that.
refrained from picking one of the many that involved nose picking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Again,
That was a common thread about you got a booger, got something over there.
I have to say, like looking at our notifications and seeing like, you know, thoughts and prayers to the Hogestyn family. So sad to hear Drake leaving. Pull my finger. I was just like, oh, I was like, wait, where did that come from? And I'm like, oh, it's in response to the caption that. Got it.
I know. I realized like I hadn't posted the caption that yet, and then I was like, oh, I don't know if I wait till tomorrow, I may not get any.
Yeah.
But I waited. I was like, okay, I'll wait till after midnight, and then I'll post it
It's
because I didn't
fine.
want to muddy like the Drake condolences or anything.
Yeah.
It all worked out.
Yeah.
And now it's time for
Those were the days.
All right, everyone, taking you back to September 24th, 2009, where we had the infamous wedding of Kate and Stefano. As you may remember, they got married because Stefano was blackmailing Kate with evidence of her trying to kill both Chloe and Daniel with those infamous poison apples back then. Started out as a blackmail, but turned out to be one of, in my opinion, the best couples or best pairings on Days period. I'm still sad that they sort of unceremoniously broke them up. And I also loved the era of the Demiras here with Kate and Stefano like being at the top of it. Then you had sort of Lexi, EJ, and Tony, and Nicole was with EJ then, Abe was with Lexi. I don't think Anna was with Tony at that point, but just I love that family part of that era part of the Demiras. I feel like they were a complete whole family that was sort of back and forth and at each other's throats, but at the helm they had a mother and father in Stefano and Kate. So September 24th, 2009, when Kate and Stefano tied the knot.
and that was
Those were the days.
you know what's interesting? I was talking about like people who got into relationships with people who were like really deviant and how they softened them. And how did this conversation even start? I can't remember the initial couple that we were talking about, but I mentioned how like Victor, you know, was softened by Maggie, and then I went back and I was like, the person who really softened Stefano was Kate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember who I was originally talking
The
about.
degree, yeah.
Kate and
that was-
Stefano were good together.
Yeah.
I
They
remember
were.
when they
they
would
were a good
fight,
duo.
like her and Joe, like Lauren and Joe Mascola were
Yeah.
just like
Mm-hmm.
fire.
Together.
And now it's time for
It's a gift.
And this week's It's a Gift goes to, once again, Mr. Leo Stark, the flair for the dramatic. Never ends. But this week, his hand gestures were definitely justified. No more. Which is how I feel about this storyline.
Oh,
What is it? What did he say? No more rewrites?
No more rewrites.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's enough that it could apply to a wide variety of things.
I almost feel like watching that again. I almost feel like Greg was about to like crack up
yeah.
at the very end.
Yeah. So, yeah.
He was almost
It
like,
was. You can see it in his eyes. Yeah.
yeah.
it's like, did that just actually happen?
Or
It
maybe
did.
Carson cracked up and yeah.
Yeah. He was reacting.
Yeah. And that was.
It's a gift.
And now it's time for.
News and gossip.
And we are starting it off with Ken Corday. He will once again take the stage again as a result of his sold-out shows in 2023. Ken Corday will hold another series of intimate piano concerts on October 23rd, 25th, and 26th at the Gary Marshall Theater here in Burbank, California. The concert, like last time, will benefit the SAG-AFTRA Foundation's Emergency Assistance Program. All tickets and info, you can go to www.garymarshalltheater.org. And I believe, Tony, you went to the first round, right, when you did it last year? And
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. Yeah. It was
I remember
actually
you telling us about it.
it was a great show. One, just to see him in his element because he has a love for music and he has a knack for music. And it's really nice. It's just him at the piano playing stuff that he wrote and composed himself. So it's a really wonderful evening. So if you can go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Next up, we have a few pieces of news from Allison Sweeney. Her newest film, which is the next in the Hannah Swenson mystery series, drops this Friday, October 4th on Hallmark Mystery Channel. It is called A Sprinkle of Deceit, a Hannah Swenson mystery. It will it will feature her frequent co-star in the series, Victor Webster. He plays her partner a lot. They like to work together. So that drops this Friday, October 4th on Hallmark Mystery Channel. Allison Sweeney also covers the newest issue of First for Women magazine. In the article, she talks about staying healthy and calm amidst her many, many jobs, from soap star to producer to stand-up to cancer ambassador. You can get your article now on First for Women.
Yes, we want to send out a couple of special happy birthdays to both Josh Taylor and Serena Scott Thomas, who celebrated birthdays this past week. So big happy birthday to them.
All right, and then we have our upcoming events, the first of which will be 2 Zooms from Star Image Entertainment. The first would be with Judy Evans and Wally Kurth. Their Q&A Zoom will be on October 9th, followed by Eric Martov and Martha Madison on October 16th. Tickets and information go to eventbrite.ca/starimageentertainment.
Yes, and joined by our 2 winners today, we have the Spectrum Celebrity Event with Billy Flynn. Again, it's Wednesday, October 2nd, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, hosted by our very own Mr. Tony Moore. And again, portion of sales will benefit True Colors United. If still interested, there is time. Tickets, you can go to www.spectrumcelebrityevents.com.
And Starstruck Fan Events will be hosting their 5K Oktoberfest charity run to benefit Bears Who Care, which promotes reading and bringing comfort to children in need. There will be a luau fan event the day before the run on October 19th. So wear your Hawaiian shirts and Hawaiian gear for that event, followed by the run, which takes place Sunday, October 20th. This event takes place in Orlando, Florida. Ari Zucker, Sean Christian, Judy Evans, Matthew Ashford, and Eric Martzoff are to be in attendance. For tickets information, go to starstruckfanevents.com.
Yes, next up we have our Camp Dream event we've been telling you about for months. It is finally happening next weekend. Again, Camp Dream is an organization for kids with physical and developmental disabilities. Their fundraiser event is Soaps in the South, happening again next weekend with Patricia Darbo and Greg Vaughn from Days, October 5th through 6th in Alpharetta, Georgia. There are still tickets available. If interested, you can go to campdreamga.org/events.
Yes, and lest we forget, in exactly 1 month's time, Day of Days 2024, we are celebrating 60th anniversary of Days on November 2nd at the Peacock Theater here at LA Live, hosted by our very own Tony Moore. The cast list has been announced. Surprises are to come. The event will take place for the first time inside the Peacock Theater to provide seating and weather coverage. For the first time, all talent will sign in both the morning and afternoon sessions. While our tickets are not required and RSVP is not required, it is kindly asked for. So if you would like to RSVP for the event, go to peacockdayofdays.com. Entry is first come, first serve according to capacity. So you want to get there early. We will provide more updates as they come. I believe we have our own Day of Days guide on our socials as well as the official.
No.
Oh, we do not. We
No.
no longer have it.
So my info is very outdated, but the
Okay.
Peacock Day of Days site has a very extensive FAQ that should be able to answer any questions. And I honestly, it's so new this year. It seems so different that my
Yes.
info is relevant. So just go to the Peacock Day of Days. There's an FAQ link, and there's a lot of info about specifics like parking and everything I had on mine is basically on theirs now. So
yes,
yeah,
just get there early. Yeah, just get there early and be prepared to stay all day.
Yes, and continuing with our Day of Days weekend, we have a Starstruck fan event that is happening the Friday night before. This one is called Yesterdays with a Twist, and we do have an update, which I think we mentioned last week. Peter Porte, unfortunately, will not be able to attend that event, but they have added both Julie Dove and Remington Hoffman. So, again, Friday night before Day of Days, if you are in
and I
town,
think it's
go
the
check.
real Remington.
Yes,
the
not
cardboard.
not the cardboard cutout.
Thank
It is the real Remington Hoffman. He will be there and make an appearance. Tickets and info, go to www.starstruckfanevents.com.
Yes, and if you can't make it to that event that night, there is an exclusive cocktail and dinner party hosted by the Ladies of Hollywood, which will take place that night from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. with Miss Stacey Hyduke, Elia Cantu, Nada Bjorlin, Emily O'Brien, and Patricia Darbo. For tickets and information, please email Lori Beth at lorimatrix@yahoo.com.
And last but not least, the day players are playing that night of Day of Days, November 2nd. They've, of course, added a show at the Bourbon Room. They've also added the 2 new dates in Florida, Naples, and Tampa, where they'll be joined by fellow castmate Leo Howard. And just recently, the past couple of days, they've actually added a couple of new dates that are going to actually go into next year. So they are continuing this multi-year tour that they're on, and doing new dates include Charlotte, North Carolina, and Atlanta, Georgia, both of those in February of 2025. So it looks like as of now, they're going to take a little break after Day of Days, and then we'll start back up in February of the new year. So all tickets and info, you can go to thedayplayersband.com.
They've been a thing for 2 years now. I just saw on Instagram they were celebrating the 2-year anniversary of the band, and they must be making money because
they're loving it. Yeah,
shows.
And it's it's an interesting new reiteration by adding Leo. Yes, Leo. To it as well. So it'd be interesting. What if they expand and get like other people from other shows, and then it becomes like a full-on band?
Well, it's already a full-on band, but
like I'm sorry, a bigger band.
A bigger band.
Just as long as we continue having Carson Boatman play the
Have we gotten the name of that? We need.
No.
Tony knew what it was. Yeah, you did. You knew the name of
Really?
it.
Did I?
I think you did. Yeah.
I didn't forgot it.
We haven't talked about it in a long time, so
Yeah.
I will.
it was
I
a very
will,
peculiar name. Like it's not one that will just roll off the tongue.
I will always remember that though. It tickled me so much, but it was the cutest thing ever.
No,
Mhm.
no, but congratulations. In all seriousness, congratulations to them for
Mhm.
2
Yeah,
years.
I mean they.
Shows and they're
2
keeping
years.
it through 2025. Before you know, it'll be 3 years. So
Yeah.
And the fact that they got together and they're doing something else that they
Mhm.
love and enjoy, and I mean they're pretty much
another passion of theirs.
living-
Yeah.
Yeah, they're living the rock star dream.
Hmm.
So without being the actual rock stars, because they daddies and things, like actual daddies.
They are
Anyway, that
all
has
like
been-
they're all family. Yeah, they're all aren't they?
Yeah.
Aren't they all? Yeah.
Mhm.
They're all,
Yeah.
like married and
Married,
fathers.
have
And
kids. Yeah.
Mhm.
I bet their wives are happy. Get them out of the house for a couple days.
Bye. Here's your bag. See ya. Speaking of see ya, that has been
Oops. There we go.
News and gossip.
oh someone asked, are they going to record an album? That could be something.
A digital EP.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the kids are doing it.
Mhm. Get on the
Um,
TikTok or the. Well, can they? Because a lot of what they do, like, do they?
Well, it covers.
Covers?
Yeah.
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 They
That'd be
can.
expensive.
Yeah. I mean, they can record. They just have to. Yeah. You just have
Get
to
permission
record.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and pay whatever.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
can get expensive.
Well, now it is time to find out what is coming up this week on Peacock's Days of Our Lives.
Please, please take me back.
Tell the children their mother's alive.
I'm gonna tell them the truth. Either Bonnie goes or Hattie goes.
I can't wait to get him into bed.
I am to blame.
That needs to stay between us.
I'm going to prison.
I have a plan. Is it something illegal?
It was a lot.
You all seem confused. I've seen a lot of confused looks.
I would like to know at this moment, if you are watching us live or if you're listening to us, please send us a comment and let us know what you thought about the preview.
Because Tony and Michael Mattis don't know.
No, I'm just like, do I want Dr. Rolf back?
Well, we love Rolf. However,
Yeah.
comma.
I was
it
like,
depends on what he-
I don't think I mind it. No.
what is he back to do though?
Yeah.
Mhm. Does he have his blender and his all of his kitchen utensils?
I knew
Listen,
that was
he's
coming.
joining Body and Soul. Didn't you hear? He's the new cast.
Why
member.
not? I'm sure he wants to act too. Like bring him on as the evil henchman.
Evil scientist.
Yeah, the mad scientist of the show.
Wow. Kudos to Ashley for reaching her hand all the way back.
Mm.
For
Yes,
the
sir. First
What
slope,
did the
slope
5
slap.
fingers
Yeah.
say to the face? Slap.
slap. Well, it looks like it's going to be an interesting week this week on Days. And as always, we will be back next Sunday to talk about it all. But in the meantime, if you want to talk to us, this is where you can find us. Michael Mattis, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MLMattis. And it looks like our socials were, or I have Justin's.
You can find me on Instagram at Justin Lee Hareld.
Araceli?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Tia323 Araceli.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at Lounge with Tony. And this is where you can find Michael Mattis.
Oh.
I found it.
Instagram and Twitter at MLMattis. It's mostly
You can also-
Bimby, but you know,
And some red carpet stuff. We tell
and
them
some
about
carpet
all the
stuff.
events
Yeah,
you
whenever
do.
I'm, doing something.
In police chases.
And when there's a police chase in Los Angeles, you'll be the first to know on my Instagram.
Lordy.
Every other night.
Yes.
I
And of
wish.
course, you can find all of us on Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads, and also our wonderful YouTube channel that you should check out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Dishin Days. We once again want to send a heartfelt condolences to the Days family, the Hogestyn family, and all of the fans of Mr. Drake Hogestyn. We did this show for you, and we continue doing the show for you. Many blessings to you all, and many blessings to you all who are watching. Hope you have a wonderful, safe week. Enjoy yourself. And
Keep
thanks for
swinging
tuning
for the
in.
fences. Swinging for the fences.
See you all next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.